Hey BC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. This is going to be my entry into Beth over at Red Rum Records, her 1969 contest. Kind of a contest that's revolving around, kind of the celebration of Woodstock and just the year 1969, all that great stuff. So yeah, definitely want to kind of jump on board. I'll put a link down below. Love Beth's channel. Thing I love most about her is that she is another person here in the VC that has the 80s running through her veins, and that's just one place that I just always connect with people because, as much as I like, as you guys know in my videos and, seeing my collection and stuff I talk about, I like everything early 60s, 70s, R&B, rock, classic rock, metal, rap, hip-hop, jazz, on and on and on. But when you really get down to that core thing that just makes me smile more than anything, and just makes me, however you want to put it, that always goes back to 80s pop and new wave. Like that whole time, that whole era in pop culture, 82 to 87-ish, it's just magical to me. Absolutely fantastic. So that's definitely a big area where Beth and I kind of connect. But in this contest, she's talking about 1969, so we're going back a little ways. And she just has 4 kind of questions / requests, so let's just kind of jump right into it. The first one is, share your favorite artist who performed at Woodstock. I had a hard time narrowing that one down because obviously legends of all legends performed every single night, almost every single set at Woodstock. It's just, you couldn't even really imagine today going over the last 10 or 15 years and taking all of the biggest artists across all the different genres and having them perform one concert over the course of 3 days. Like the biggest country artists, the biggest R&B artists, the biggest hip-hop artists, the biggest metal artists, the biggest hard rock artists, and putting them all, like, you can't even fathom that. It'd be like the funkiest thing that people have ever seen, but they actually did it. But how I decided to narrow it down was what performances to me took what was already an amazing studio album version and took it to a whole nother level. Okay, so that was kind of my criteria. And couldn't have timed it better because what's kicking in right now is one of the 2 that I had to choose. Santana's Soul Sacrifice. Oh my goodness. If you want to talk about a jam session that just shows the beauty of people coming together like that, I mean, in a jam session, Santana's Soul Sacrifice will just give you let you know everything you need to know about that. I mean, those dudes, if you told me that they actually sacrificed somebody before they got on stage to get some type of magical power to have this performance, I would have probably totally believed it. But you always heard that they were, which probably everybody at Woodstock was, blown out of their minds on all the stuff they were taking and everything. But man, that was a jam session and a half. So that's definitely one that I think took things to another level. And the second one that I just couldn't really pass up, and this booklet is from the Woodstock box set. Lot of cool pictures and photographs in here, which are awesome. But the other one I just have to mention is Joe Cocker. His performance of A Little Help from My Friend, again, just he went to a special place and allowed everyone to kind of go along with him for the ride. I mean, just an amazing performance. Amazing performance. One of the relics I've always would like to have is, I've always thought to have those blue boots with the white stars that he was wearing at Woodstock. I've always thought it'd just be one of the coolest things to have sitting up on your shelf. You can't really see him in that photograph, but anyway, so those are my 2 favorite performances there from Woodstock based on that. Because again, you're skipping over Airplane, you're skipping over Hendrix, you're skipping over, I mean, just all kinds of stuff. Question number 2, favorite album that was released in 1969. Of course, I couldn't narrow it to one, so what I decided to do, cheating a little bit, I picked 1 jazz, 1 hard rock, and 1 R&B. So on the jazz side, I decided to go with Miles Davis in A Silent Way, one of my favorite albums by him. Probably my second favorite. My first, I know a lot of people tend to, go towards Kinda Blue, which is a legendary classic, but I tend to go Bitches Brew, Silent in a Silent Way, and then Kinda Blue. But all amazing. So great, legendary piece from him. And then on the rock side, went MC5. Again, with all the Creedence and Bowie and so many other things to pick from, there's an infinite number. And I just decided to go with MC5 here. Kick out the jams. Awesome album. Definitely a band that I think was a bit ahead of its time, and as well known as they are and kind of as classic as they are, I still feel like never quite got the due that they deserved. So amazing album there. And then on the R&B side, I had to go with this artist here, which is Sly and the Family Stone, who also had an amazing performance at Woodstock. And I'm going with the album Stan, which I believe also came out in 1969. Fantastic album, and it has one of my absolute top 3 favorite songs by them, which is saying a lot with their catalog. I Want to Take You Higher. Again, to talk about a song that is just full of celebration. That's always the best way to put it. And it's really the way I oftentimes define the difference in this period, the Woodstock period and all of that, and music today. There's music that makes people happy today and music that made people happy back then. But I think the biggest difference that I see in music of that time and now is the element of celebration that's put into the music. Where nowadays it seems more like something I need to tell you, something you need to know, some way I want you to think about me. It's so just completely and totally message driven, oftentimes on a selfish level of message driven, not necessarily just about positivity. But back then, it was really just kind of more of, hey, come celebrate with me. Like, let's celebrate. Just the general sense of that word is what they looked for, and that added a magic to the music that I think is just really, really missing from music today. Overall, it's really missing from music today. And I don't want to get too far off on that, because again, we're kind of talking about the Woodstock thing. Always kind of mention again a difference in that time is back then, like today, people put peace, love, and coexistence and all that stuff with bumper stickers on their car, but they can be very quick to curse somebody out for cutting them off in traffic, or getting into stuff throughout the course of life. That's still very easy for people to do. Back then, peace, love, and coexist was actually a way of life. It's what you took to every disagreement or argument or tensions or whatever. You took peace and love there. You just didn't put it on the back of your car. Again, what makes that time period magical to me. See, now you got me rambling about 1969, so let me move on. Let's see, so favorite albums, number 3, favorite film from 1969. I'm not a huge movie buff in terms of going back to the older stuff, so a lot of the stuff I know about, but I can't really say I watched or I really love so much. Like, I guess you had Easy Rider, and I think Hello Dolly, and some big Wayne movies back then and all that. But yeah, so the only one that really came to mind that I watched and I know I actually really liked was A Boy Named Charlie Brown. That's the one that kind of came to mind, so that's the only way I can answer that question. Question number 4, show something that has 69 or 1969 on it. It could be a song, album, movie, whatever. Well, the first thing that came to mind is the one and only Rick James. This is Throwing Down. And it came to mind because my favorite song by him is 69 Times, as you can see right there. Love that song, man. That's my go-to Rick jam right there. Everyone tends to know Give It To Me Baby, or of course Super Freak, Mary Jane, maybe stuff like that. But some of his B-side hits, which are kind of, if you're into R&B, they're probably some of your A hits, but if you're not that into R&B, they maybe consider some of his B-side stuff. That's where Rick was getting his jam on, and I think 69 Times is one of those songs. Standing on the Top off of this is another one, fantastic. But Yeah, 69 times Rick James, the one and only. So yeah, so there you go, Beth. Glad I had an opportunity to jump on board and finally get a response. As always, VC, let me know what you think, and we will talk to you soon. All right, take care, guys.